Once again, I will say that self-publishing is a thing you should do because you really want to do it. My name is Gina. I am an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing better. In every query critique video that I do and in a lot of other videos, I get really upset about the phrase just self-publish for a bunch of reasons. This is one of them. This commenter says, I started with self-publishing before I thought I would write more books, before I knew anything. Should I stick with self-publishing or make the switch? And I can't answer that for you. I can help give you some kind of tips and some guidelines, and I have an entire playlist on self-pub versus trad-pub to help you make that decision. The implication here is that if this person had known more about the publishing world, they would have made a different decision. And I really just want people to feel happy with the decisions that they are making in publishing. There are a ton of people who are super, super happy about the self-publishing path that they are on. And there are a bunch of people who are super, super happy with the traditional publishing path that they are on. And there's a bunch of people who are doing both for a variety of reasons and loving every piece of it. But there are also a whole bunch of people who say, you know what, I wish I had gone a different way. I don't know a ton of people who say, I regret doing traditional publishing and wish I had self-published from the start. They're usually pretty happy to say, you know what, I'm glad I got paid for that, but now I am going to switch to self-publishing because I know I'm going to be happy over there for whatever their reasons are. But I know a bunch of people in self-publishing who are like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. This is not what I wanted to do. I feel unhappy with the decision that I have made and I wish I could just switch. And it's extremely unlikely that you're going to be able to take the book that was self-published and move that to traditional publishing. That is rare statistically. There are a few people every year that this happens for, but it's unusual. And usually TradPub will come to you. You're not going to go to them in that case. But you can start over with a new project and bring that to traditional publishing. You are luckily living in a time in which you can do this. About 10-ish, 15 years ago, if you had started with self-pub, that was it. It was very, very difficult to get traditional publishing to take a look at you at all. They figured you had squandered your chance as a debut author, and traditional publishing no longer sees it that way. Your self-pub is considered separate from your trad pub if you want to keep them separate from one another. So if self-publishing is turning out to not be what you wanted it to be, and you wish that there were people who were professional editors on your side, if there was somebody else to manage marketing and cover copy decisions and interior design decisions, and if there was somebody else making the big decisions about when you're going to publish and who you're going to go up against, and if there was somebody else managing the process of distribution and print quality control checks, if you wish there was somebody on your side helping coach and guide you through that process, they are taking a fee, they're taking a chunk of your royalties and of your earnings, but they are helping to coach and guide you through that process. If all of that sounds appealing, then switching to traditional publishing might be the path forward for you. Traditional publishing is extremely competitive. This is not a thing that you can just say, I'm going to switch, and then tomorrow you'll have a traditional publishing deal. It takes a lot of time to break into traditional publishing. But if none of that sounds super appealing and you really, really love having full creative control and you want to make the final decisions about your cover and the date that you publish and the way that your book is pushed out into the world, and you want to be the one making all of the decisions about interior design, and if you want to be in control of that entire process and you don't want somebody coaching you through this, and if you don't want somebody kind of on your side advocating and pushing and nudging you in a direction, then self-publishing is the right place for you. If you are in self-publishing and thinking, boy golly, I wish I could make more money, I think I'll switch to traditional publishing, that may not be the right reason to make the jump. It's very difficult to make a living wage on either side of this. If you are in this just to try to make a whole bunch of money quickly, this is probably not the career for you. I do think authors should be paid a living wage. I think that artists and the people who create stories and who create entertainment for us are far more important than we give them credit for in a whole lot of ways. So I am definitely not the one out here saying like, oh, do it for the love of it, don't do it for money. No, you can do it for money. I'm just warning you that it's very difficult to make a living wage off of this, no matter which path you choose within publishing.